077-690-5172. 077-690-5172. You can send us an email, ss.esteem@gmail.com. We are on Facebook. Check us on Facebook, Sunnah and Self-Esteem. Ilali amami inshallah. Ilali amami inshallah. Àwa tá ń tẹ̀lé tí òjíṣẹ́ ńlá. Iwájú làwa ò máa lọ, a ò máa ní ìrẹ̀yìn o. Iwájú lèmi ò máa lọ, ò máa ní ìrẹ̀yìn o. Iwájú lẹ́yìn ò máa lẹ, ò máa ní ìrẹ̀yìn o. Ilali amami inshallah. Ilali amami inshallah. Àwa tá ń tẹ̀lé tí òjíṣẹ́ ńlá. Iwájú làwa ò máa lọ, a ò máa ní ìrẹ̀yìn o. Sunnah and Self-Esteem, àrà ọ̀tọ̀. Ètò ìrora ẹni lágbára, ìgbéra ẹni níyì ti wà lórí afẹ́fẹ́ báyìí o. Ní gbogbo ọjọ́ Jímọ̀ lórí iléeṣẹ́ wa, Naija 101.1 FM. Láti aago 6 títí di aago 8 àṣálẹ́. Láti ṣe olùgbọ̀wọ́ ètò yìí, ẹ kàn sí wa lórí ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ wa 077-690-51172. 077-690-51172. New Era and Sunnah and Self-Esteem, your educative, empowerment, and development program. Fridays on Naija 101.1 FM, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. For sponsorship, please contact us on 077-690-51172. 077-690-51172. You can send us an email, ss.esteem@gmail.com. We are on Facebook. Check us on Facebook, Sunnah and Self-Esteem. Ilali amami inshallah. Ilali amami inshallah. Àwa tá ń tẹ̀lé tí òjíṣẹ́ ńlá. Iwájú làwa ò máa lọ, a ò máa ní ìrẹ̀yìn o. Iwájú lèmi ò máa lọ, ò máa ní ìrẹ̀yìn o. Iwájú lẹ́yìn ò máa lẹ, ò máa ní ìrẹ̀yìn o.
Olúwa mi mo dé I just feel we should thank God, he's done a whole lot for us, Yeah. I'm on board, I'm breathing, as you can see, I'm breathing, and I'm smiling, sure you know so I'm crying, and we run, I'm sorrow, Dupani Kanbani Kogoa, Inia Bodola, Amole Yurokoa, Amodeyo, 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 what you have done for me, you, my father, and your friends and my family. No see, I know this song for every child in Lord. One you realize you have a family. Look up at him like me and say, oh Lord, I made it through. Allah day, Allah day, Allah day, Allah day, what you have done for me, you, my father, and your friends and my wherever and whenever you thank him all the way. Behind the shit, Forever my lips should praise your name. Alone, me, more day. No more I feel come back alone. What you have done for me and my family, friends of my father's It's done a lot for you and me and him and I believe and she, whoever. Trying to hold up for us, you know. I'm gonna lie, shit. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Show me how jolly, jolly, jolly. Show me how jolly,
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سبحان الله من على ميزاني والحمد لله من على ميزاني لا إله إلا الله من على ميزاني الله أكبر من على ميزاني سبحان الله من على ميزاني والحمد لله من على ميزاني لا إله إلا الله من على ميزاني الله أكبر من على ميزاني سبحان الله من على ميزاني والحمد لله من على ميزاني لا إله إلا الله من على ميزاني الله أكبر من على ميزاني سبحان الله والحمد لله والحمد لله والحمد لله ولا إله إلا الله الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم الحمد لله حمدا الحمد لله كثيرا الحمد لله طيبا الحمد لله مباركا فيه وصلى الله على النبي الأمي المبارك فيه ما شاء الله لا قوة إلا بالله ما شاء الله لا قوة إلا بالله ما شاء الله لا قوة إلا بالله وما توفيقه إلا بالله. Name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. Allah Ya Rahman, the everlasting God, the forever living God, the Lord of the universe, the one and only, the most high, the most beneficent, the most merciful, the loving, the living, the giver of life, the taker of life, the forever living God, the supreme God, the most beneficent, the most merciful. Allahu Ya Rabbil Alameen. We testify that you are one, Ya Allah. We will forever worship you. We will forever praise you. Please accept our worship as an act of ibadah. Accept this from us as an act of ibadah. We also testify that our noble Prophet Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam is a messenger of Allah and the last prophet sent to mankind. Our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam was sent to the whole world. We ask for multiple blessing upon him, his family, friends, and upon ourselves. Amen. Our beloved brothers, our beloved sisters, our fathers, our mothers, our grandparents, uncles, aunties, friends, family, whatever you are watching or listening, I would like to welcome you on to today's program with the best of greetings. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah for another beautiful Friday. Ramadan is fast approaching. Allahumma balighna Ramadan. May Allah count us among those people that will reach Ramadan, that will witness Ramadan and many, many more. Amen. My name is Nafisa Ayeola Odofi. We're live on Niger 101.1 FM. We are live on Instagram. We are live on YouTube. And we are live on Facebook. With the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and also with the help and support of yourself, we ask Allah in His infinity mercy to reward you abundantly, all of our sponsors. Whether you sponsor us monthly on our radio program, for our Quran competition, for our Esteem feed, or whichever community projects we bring forward, and you always support us. We ask Allah in His infinity mercy to reward you abundantly, enrich your pocket, and grant you a lot of success in everything you do. Amen. Today we shall be doing this program together. It will be interactive. After a series of talks from guest speakers regarding our topic, sisters take care, depression is real, mental disorder is real. We've had talks from female guest speakers and male guest speakers as well. It is just not only sisters take care, also brothers take care, children take care, mommies take care, daddies take care, grandparents take care. Depression is real and mental disorder is real. I'd like to welcome every one of you on today's program as well. Alhaja Helena Bari, Abdul Mu'min Ibrahim, my dear sister Olabisi Shadare, my darling sister Omotoke Mariam Chuderu Saka, and all of you watching on Instagram and YouTube that I don't have the opportunity to mention you. We appreciate you. Thank you for your love and support. Please share this video with your friends and family, and may Allah reward you abundantly. Today we shall be analyzing what we've talked about in the last couple of weeks, before we move on to another episode of Sisters Take Care. Today we shall be discussing and analyzing on a topic or phrase called within limit. Everything we do as humans, we have limitations. As humans, we have limitations in ourselves, what we can do, and also what we can acquire. The world doesn't belong to anyone.
Also, I'll be pinpointing about self-realization. Because when you know yourself, you would know, or you would need to find out your limit, when to stop. Aki gbogbo tí tó ń bọ̀ wá nílé Ìyálájé Babalájé ṣe àjẹwọgbá àṣejèrè la máa ṣe ìjà masha Allahu la quwwata illa billah. Èmi ọmọ yín, àbúrò yín, olólùfẹ́ yín, ọ̀rẹ́ yín Nafisa Ayeola Ọ̀dọ̀fin ni mo dé bí a ṣe máa ń ṣe ní gbogbo ọjọ́ Jímọ̀ lórí ètò wa Sunnah and Self-Esteem. Lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ àwa lórí Naija 101.1 FM rédíò, a dẹ̀ wà lórí Instagram, YouTube àti Facebook. Ẹ bá wa share fídíò yìí, ẹ̀yin tí ẹ̀ ń gbọ́, ẹ̀yin tí ẹ̀ ń wò wá nílé, ẹ̀yin tí ẹ̀ ń gbọ́ wa, ẹ pe ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ pe ará àti ojúlùmọ̀ kí wọ́n bá wa gbọ́, kí a jọ ṣe ètò yìí lénìí. Kí Ọlọ́run aláàánú jùlọ kó gba òun tí à ń ṣe ní ìbádà fún wa, kó dẹ̀ san wa ní ẹ̀san olóore. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo yín pátápátá fún support tí ẹ̀ ń ṣe fún wa lórí Sunnah and Self-Esteem. Ṣé Ọlọ́run aláàánú jùlọ kó bá wa dúpẹ́ fún yín. Ẹ má gbàgbé wípé a ṣe ìkéde wípé a ti register foundation wa sí ìlú Nàìjíríà ní orúkọ Sunnah and Self-Esteem Empowerment Foundation. Pẹ̀lú ògo Ọlọ́run, a máa gbé nǹkan ṣe ní ìlú Nàìjíríà ní ọdún yìí pẹ̀lú ògo Ọlọ́run. Pẹ̀lú àtìlẹ́yìn Ọlọ́run àti àtìlẹ́yìn yín, àjìjọ máa ṣe ni. Iṣẹ́ Sunnah and Self-Esteem yìí, a ní nǹkan tó pọ̀ tí a fẹ́ ṣe. Tó dẹ̀ jẹ́ wípé gbogbo àlá máa béèrè lọ́wọ́ yín láti support wa. Ohun tí a fẹ́ ṣe, a ṣì ń rò lọ́wọ́ kí Ọlọ́run kó fún wa rò, kó dẹ̀ tọ́ wa sí ọ̀nà. Kí ó jẹ́ tó máa jẹ́ nǹkan tí ó máa wúlò ìlú Nàìjíríà ní afẹ́fẹ́ kalẹ̀ sí. Kí Ọlọ́run aláàánú jùlọ kó ṣe ní ìrọ̀rùn fún wa, kó dẹ̀ gbà ní ìbádà. Àti gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ máa bá wa dá sí ètò náà, kí Ọlọ́run bá wa san yín ní ẹ̀san olóore. A dúpẹ́ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí fún bí ẹ ṣe support wa ní ètò secondary wa Esteem Feed, tí a ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ gba owó láti fún àwọn èèyàn lóúnjẹ, tí a fẹ́ ró àwọn èèyàn ní agbára. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ request ló ti wá lọ́tùn lósì nípa empowerment. Ó tún wá fẹ́ máa ju nǹkan tí àwa gan lágbára lọ. Ìyẹn pẹ̀lú owó tí a raise so far. Nǹkan mà ti wọ́n ní ìlú Nàìjíríà o. Gbogbo nǹkan ló ti lọ sókè. Nígbà tí a bá tiẹ̀ ń ṣe £1 to 765 naira, àbí 783 naira, what do we expect? Àfi kí Ọlọ́run aláàánú jùlọ kó ṣàánú fún wa, kó ràn wá ṣe, kó bá wa tún àwa tí a jẹ́ Nigerians ṣe, kó wá ràn wá lọ́wọ́ láti tún ìlú náà ṣe. Wọ́n kún fún àìkún. A dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ilé nǹkan sí fún gbogbo ètò tí ẹ máa bá wa dá sí, nítorí a tún ti gbẹ́nu lé Quran competition wa bí a ṣe máa ń ṣe lọ́dọọdún. Ẹ má gbàgbé pé ìgbà àwẹ̀ Ramadan, oṣù Ramadan ni a máa ṣe ti ọdún yìí. Virtual dẹ̀ la máa ti ṣe qualifiers, ìdíje àkọ́kọ́ àti finals, ìdíje ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kejì tí a máa mú àwọn tó gbégbá orókè. A wá ṣe grand finale tí a máa fi ṣe award ní face to face pẹ̀lú ògo Ọlọ́run nílùú London. A ṣì ń pètèpèrò lórí category wa. As soon as category wa bá ti jáde, a jẹ́ kí ẹ mọ̀. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ ń fi ìbéèrè ránṣẹ́ wípé báwo lẹ ṣe máa register, ẹ fún wa ní bí ọjọ́ mélòó díẹ̀ sí tí a máa gbé jáde. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tó lè jẹ́ kí ẹ máa bá wa dá sí, à ń dúpẹ́ lẹ̀ láti ọwọ́ yín wípé gbogbo ibi tí ẹ bá ti máa mówó náà kò ní tán bẹ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ la máa tún ṣètò Esteem Feed nígbà oṣù Ramadan tí a máa fi ń fún àwọn aláìní ní ohun jíjẹ. Yálà wọ́n gba àwẹ̀ ni àbí wọn ò gba àwẹ̀. Àwa tí a bá dẹ̀ máa ṣe fídíà, àwa tí a lè gba àwẹ̀, a tún máa ń ṣe ètò oúnjẹ yìí náà kí Ọlọ́run aláàánú jùlọ kó gbà ní ìbádà. Ìyẹn náà wà lára àwọn ètò tí a máa ṣe. Ramadan ti dé tán. Kí Ọlọ́run aláàánú jùlọ, less than 2 months la máa mú Ramadan. Kọ́lọ́run kó ka èmi àti yíyẹ. Kí oṣù Ramadan náà kó bá wa láyé, kó bá wa láàyè, kó bá wa láàyè ara wa. Iṣẹ́ pọ̀ tí a fẹ́ ṣe. Nígbà míì iṣẹ́ ọ̀hún gan ó máa pọ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ tó mi mọ Yorùbá yẹn dáadáa, wípé màá rí wípé wàláhì tí iṣẹ́ tí a gbé dání yìí, nígbà míì kò tiẹ̀ kí n fẹ́ fààyè gba èmi fúnra mi láti ṣiṣẹ́ mi. Àmọ́ à jẹun. Kí àwọn ọmọ aráyé má tún fún ní ìtumọ̀ míì wípé ó ní ohun tó ń rí ńbẹ̀. Ṣọmọ aráyé burú, ṣọmọ aráyé ṣòro bá lò. Àmọ́ ẹni tí ó bá gbé nǹkan síwájú, tó jẹ́ iṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run, tó jẹ́ iṣẹ́ ìlú, kò ní fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ máa wo nǹkan tó máa ráyè sọ. Pàápàá tó bá jẹ́ wípé ọkàn ẹ̀ mọ́, ó dẹ̀ mọ̀ kí gbogbo nǹkan tóun ṣe láàrin òun àti Ọlọ́run. Gbogbo ohun tí a bá ń ṣe ní Sunnah and Self-Esteem, mo lè sọ fúnra mi, Lillahi, nìkan nítorí Ọlọ́run ni, láti tún jẹ́ kí àwọn aláìní, kí àwọn náà tiẹ̀ lè ní ìfàyàbalẹ̀ níwọ̀nba, kí àwọn náà lè ní ìdùnnú níwọ̀nba. Àwa tó wá jẹ́ wípé àbùkátà ohun jíjẹ, àbùkátà ohun mímu, bí a ṣe jẹ́ onígbàgbọ́, a máa ń fi ètò yìí fi rán wa létí ní gbogbo ọjọ́ Jímọ̀ níbi tí a kù sí, bí a tún ṣe lè ṣe kí ìgbésí ayé wa kó lè dára sí i. Èmi náà mi ò mọ̀ tán, èmi náà kọ́ ẹ̀kọ́ ni. Mo ń kọ́ ẹ̀kọ́ ní ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ lórí ètò yìí láti ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn àlejò tí a máa ń gbà ní ọ̀sẹ̀ọ̀sẹ̀ àti ọ̀dọ̀ ẹ̀yin náà pàápàá lára. Mo bá èèyàn kan sọ̀rọ̀ lánàá, wọ́n ní à ń mu lẹ́sẹẹsẹ. Ọ̀rọ̀ kan ṣo tá à ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí, tá a nípa ọ̀rọ̀ depression àti mental health tí a ti ń sọ láti ọdún tó kọjá. À ń gbé ní ìpele. Ó kù ẹ́písòdù 2 pẹ̀lú ògo Ọlọ́run tí a máa dì tó jẹ́ ohun tó ṣe pàtàkì. Yálà Mùsùlùmí ni àbí yálà Kìrìsìtẹ́nì àbẹ́yìn tí ẹ̀ lẹ́sìn, eléyìí ò ní kankan ṣe pẹ̀lú ẹ̀sìn. At the same time, ó tún máa ràn wá lọ́wọ́ láti tún ṣe ẹ̀sìn dáadáa ni. Ẹni tí ó bá wà nínú ìfàyàbalẹ̀, ẹni tí ò bá sí nínú ìpayín keke, ẹni tí ẹ̀mí ẹ̀ bá balẹ̀, yóò ráyè láti tún fi wá Ọlọ́run síwájú, yóò ní àǹfààní láti tún fi mọ Ọlọ́run tó ń sìn sí. Àmọ́ bí ẹ̀mí ò bá balẹ̀, bí ọkàn ò bá balẹ̀, wàláhì tí a bá ń kírun gan, orí ìrònú ni a máa wà. Àfi kí Ọlọ́run aláǹjùlọ kó ṣe ìgbé ayé ní ìrọ̀rùn fún wa jù báyìí lọ. Wọ́n kún fàyà kún. Àmín. Within your limit. Kí ni a gbà lérò nípa within your limit? What are we looking at within your limit? Like I said earlier, we all have limitations. We have to a certain level, to a certain degree, that we can do some things. As we grow older, we become weaker. As we grow older, we become wiser. As we grow older, we realize our mistakes and we want to make amends. Today, part of the thing we want to look and analyze the positive side of staying within one's limit. When you are within your limit, it gives you reassurance. It gives you peace of mind. It gives you, or it helps you to think positively. It makes you to be more productive. It helps you to look around you, help and support someone in whichever way you can. Positive thinking, it's very wide, but it helps us to be fulfilled. It helps us to live a happy life. It helps us not to live in pain or not to be despair. May Allah in His infinity mercy continue to guide us right. Amen. Self-realization at the same time will encourage us to know and find our limit. Who are you? Your real self. Who is Nafisa? Does Nafisa know herself? Does she know what she's capable of? Does she know when to stop? Does she know when to take a step further? Does Nafisa know when not to try? Does she know when to take a step back, visualize, and reminisce on what is happening in her daily life, in her everyday life, or in her family life? The same applies to you. We are very forgetful as humans. We are not perfect. We make a lot of mistakes. Constantly, we make mistakes. Because Allah did not create us in a perfect way. Allah created a beautiful woman with a butt. Allah created someone that's not as beautiful with a lot of qualities. Allah is the most wise. He's all-knowing and most merciful. Imagine if Allah creates someone in the best and best and best of everything. If someone is perfect, that person, we might think he's God. Allah always wants us to know that you are human. You always have somebody above you. Self-realization, realizing who you are, analyzing your strengths and weaknesses, when to stop, especially. When you know when to stop, when you realize your do's and don'ts, when you realize your likes and those that you don't desire or they are not desirable, you will live a happier, a more fulfilled life. But how many of us actually take our time to look into this? Fulfillment of oneself, your personality, your character. When you know your personality, you will know how to carry yourself within the society. You know how to behave. You know what to do and what not to do. Your character. You. Do you take time to sit down and analyze this? Do you accept who you are? Do you doubt yourself? Have you lost your confidence, your self-esteem? Are you spontaneous in your way of dealings? Do you appreciate what you have? Are you living a purposeful life? Again, your limits, your strength, what you acquire, identifying yourself, becoming you. As a woman, as a man, or as children? I'll start as a woman. Our darling sister Rodia educated us about finding the root cause of what makes you depressed, how you got to that state. When you know the root cause, listening to yourself, knowing your limit, stopping at that edge, not pushing it any longer, accepting where you found yourself and looking for a way out. As a woman, you should know your strengths and weaknesses. What are those things you do that raise your BP, your blood pressure? What are those things that surround you, that make your heart race so quickly? What are those things that you do that doesn't give you peace of mind? Do you think you can curb it? Do you think you can control it? Do you think you are ready to let some things go? Yes, you can. If you think deeply about what? When we know the foundation of a problem, it's very easy for us to find solution. Solution sometimes might be what you cannot physically or mentally deal with. But by asking for help, by praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for help, you will find ease. Many of us think it's over. Many of us think we've actually reached climax. Many of us think it can never be fine again. But that is not true. There are so many things we can do as humans to better our lives. There are so many things we can do to live a more purposeful life. There are so many things we can do to appreciate life. As a woman, if you are married, you should know your limits, when to stop. You should know your limit with your husband. You should know your limit with your children. You should know your limit with the family, your immediate family and extended family. You should know your strength within yourself. You should know your strength within your marital life. You should know your strength with your children. Only do what you can shoulder. Allah said to us in Surah Al-Baqarah that He will never give us any burden that is beyond our limit. Allah knows and sees us. He knows what we can do. He knows what we cannot do. He knows your strength. He knows your weakness. That is why He made a promise that He will never give us a burden that is beyond our limit. Are you the one bringing things or problems to yourself? Is it something you can control? Is it something you can limit? A lot of times we can. But we have to get to the root cause to know what is causing what is making us to be very unsettled, what is making you not to sleep at night or to have a very good night's rest. If you look at it, many times we can actually limit it. When we limit it, is we living within our limit for our own good, for the sake of our family, for the sake of our mental state, for the sake of our children. Realizing yourself as a woman, realizing yourself as a man. What are you capable of doing as a man? As a man, a lot of men work clockwise, sometimes to provide for their family, sometimes to provide for their extended family, sometimes to provide for friends, sometimes to compete with other people in the society. Why are you pushing yourself beyond your limit? Why do you allow a woman to push you beyond your limit? Why are you allowing yourself to go beyond your limit? If you are capable of doing something, as a man, you have to try your hardest to fulfill what is righteous upon your wife, to clothe her, shelter her, and provide for her and your children, but not beyond your limit. You don't have to work 24 hours to cater for your family. Somehow, when you work for 24 hours around the clock, you neglect your marital responsibility because you always be tired. You will never be there for the same woman that you think you are running around for, that you think you are trying to please. What about your mental health? What about your state, your health? There's a limit to what your body can take. There's a limit to the amount of stress our body can take. Are you trying to compete with your friends and family in the society? Are you trying to compete with your peers in the society? You have to know your limit, when to stop. It's all vanity, and it is not you. Think about when you become weak, when you don't have the energy anymore. Don't overdo what you do now. Think about the future. Think about your children, being strong enough for your children, being strong enough for yourself, looking after your mental health and your physical self. Husband and wife, mommy and daddy. Think about your children, working around the clock and not having time for those beautiful children Allah has blessed you with. The Allah is going to ask you how you've nurtured them, what you taught them, and how you corrected them, how you taught them about the way of life. Think about how to help your children to realize themselves. When they know you're always working around the clock, they will think that's the way of life, and it is not. You need to help them to realize themselves, to know life is still enjoyable. Allah doesn't say we should not enjoy our lives. So far, it doesn't affect our worship. Allah doesn't give us limits. Allah just doesn't want us to do anything that would affect our worship. Allah doesn't want us to do anything that will take all the acts of ibadah away from us. Allah doesn't want us to do anything that will make us proud. He wants us to be humble and always think about those that are not fortunate as much as we are. And we have different ways of enjoying life. We don't have to go out every time is praying in front of musical artists to enjoy life. No, we can be in our house, in the comfort of our home, to enjoy life. How happy is it to be at home with your immediate family in peace, spending priceless time together, knowing about each other's weaknesses and strengths, building up upon the strength as a man and wife, or as a father and son, or as a father and daughter, or as a wife and husband, building stronger as one big family, having a strong bond with each other, living a purposeful life, knowing the rules, the do's and don'ts, knowing when to stop, when to set limits, even for the children, knowing when to have a good time, those priceless and precious time with your children, especially between the age of 1 and 7. That's the best time you can actually nurture them. That's the best time you can instill a lot of cultures, good cultures in them. That is the best time to teach them how to know about God, the existence of God, and also to love Him for everything He has done for us. That's a good time husband and wife can sit together and think about the future, planning ahead for the future. Nothing is permanent. Even wealth comes and it goes. It's not going to stay in your family or in your life forever. What you do with your wealth at a certain time in life, how many lives you touch, is what would count towards you, whether you are still in this world or in the hereafter. Living within your limits, knowing the root cause of your problem, and trying to curb things that would make you to go to that edge, and also stopping them if it doesn't affect you. Many times we run around, we do everything we can to acquire wealth, and then we don't have peace, subhanAllah. A lot of wealthy people don't have peace of mind. A lot of poor people or people in need, they sleep very peacefully. In this country, in the Western world, the government will take from those people that have and give to those people who doesn't have. That's the way of Islam. Yes, they don't have a religion, but they practice everything Islam teaches. They practice everything that God asks us to do as humans, our human relation, our engagement with one another. Yes, they don't serve God. Knowing your limits. You don't have to show off at the mosque or any congregation because your friend is willing to donate X amount of money when you know you're not capable. Why do you make the pledge? Why do you promise something you don't have? Why did you promise that lady you do everything for her in this world when you know you're not able to do that? It's good to marry a woman because of her beauty, but is that actually what you actually need in a woman? You need more than that in a woman. You need a woman that can be with you during the thick and during the thin. You need a woman that can take you for who you are. You need a woman that can accept your fault, correct you, and move on with life. You need a woman who will be there for your children, who will teach your children good manners, who will nurture them, who will pray for them. You need a woman who will pray for you. You need a woman who will pray for herself. You need a woman who will know her worth, not just because of her beauty. Beauty vanishes after a while. After so many years of beauty, it fades. That's why in most marriages, after 3 years, between the first year and the 5 years, most marriage breaks when it wasn't built on a solid foundation. When a man doesn't marry because of her beauty, when a woman doesn't marry because of his wealth, when a woman doesn't marry because of his name, when a man doesn't marry because I love the way she carries herself, there's more to marriage, more than that. If we've said so many things, many marriages have issues or problems because of the foundation. Your intention to marry that woman, your intention to marry that man goes a long way. The best of women to marry are those that love God and has the fear of God. When a woman has the fear of God, it goes a long way for that man. When life issues start arising, when life issues start coming up, she will know the right thing to do. She will call on to her God to help her family. She will encourage the husband to call on to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to call on to God. She would know when to do the right thing. It's very important. Marriage is a very good thing. At the same time, it has a lot of challenges. When the challenges come, you know your limit as a man. You know your limit as a woman. As a man, it's not an excuse to marry 2 or 3. It's not compulsory. Yes, Allah give you the opportunity as a man to marry more than 1. But Allah did not say it's compulsory. Think about if you are capable of marrying more than 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4 is the maximum. Your limit, your capability is very important. Are you living within your means? How can you be on a low income marrying 2, 3, 4, having 4, 5, 6 children. How will you cater for those children? How will you cater for those wives? How can you be just in what you give them, in how you cater for them? How can you do that? Why not stay within your limit? Why do you compound your problems because you like a woman? Have you married the one that is at home? Have you married her enough? Have you benefited from enough from who she is? I know she has a lot of faults. I know she's not perfect. You're not perfect either. I know she has this, she has that. But remember the doctrines of marriage. Remember where tolerance comes in. Remember where the fear of God comes in. Remember when your trials comes in. When you sit down and think about all those things, you have a second thought. Most importantly, be within your limits. If you know you cannot afford 2, 3, 4, 5 wives, 4 wives, why do you want to marry them for the sake of it? Remember about the punishment. Allah is going to punish men who don't stay within their limits, especially when it comes to women marrying them and not able to cater for them. Because Allah did not say it's compulsory for you to marry them. And as a woman, are you staying within your limits? Do you know when to stop? Do you know when you should back out? I know you are thinking about your children. They are so precious to you. It shouldn't be at your own expense. Think about your mental state and your mental health so you can live longer, so you can be sane for these children and nurture them even longer, so you can stay alive and reap the fruit of your labor, so you can live longer and help them and advise them when they get to that stage of having their own family, so you can stay longer with your husband. If you are a single mom, so you can live longer and still do a lot of ibadah in life. The moment the sanity is gone, that's it. You can never be the same again. The trauma is there and it's going to be there forever. The stigma is going to be there. If you are healed from the trauma, what about the stigma? The fact that you know at a point in your life you lost it, that alone would make some people never to come back to their real sense. It's very deep. It is very important. Before you get to that stage, know when to stop, brothers. Know when to stop, sisters. Know when to stop, uncles. Know when to stop, grandmas. Know when to stop, grandpas. If there's a problem, if there is a problem, accepting a problem is one good thing. When you accept it, you look for a way, you look for a solution to address it. If you don't accept it, it's difficult to look for the root cause. It's difficult to think you need help. It's difficult to think you need to find a solution. Allah said He would try us. He tried His prophets in so many ways. The trials the prophets went through, we pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not to go to a tiny half% of it. All of the prophets went through trials, all of the big trials. Is it the trials of Prophet Nuh, alayhi salam, or the trials of Prophet Musa, alayhi salam, or the trials of Prophet Isa, alayhi salam, or the trials of Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wasallam? Many of them went through a lot of trials. And Allah said He would try us. Even those who doesn't believe in Allah, Allah tried them. There's a lot happening in this world today, but we have to realize ourselves. Take a step back. Think of what you can do better. Think about you. Think about yourself. Think about what you can do to be fulfilled. Many people go to parties to unwind. It's good. Many walk around the clock to unwind. That is not unwinding, it's running away from a problem. Even if you go to parties, going to parties because you're running away from the problem, the problem will never solve itself. You need to accept it and look for solution. If you think there are lots of ways to look for solution. Seek help. Pray to God. Let it go. You can start all over again. It's not by how far, but how well. Think about your future. Think about 5-10 years down the line. Many of us, we train children in this country. We train our children. We teach them. We do these things to them. But those children, when they are growing up, they want to live their own life. If you have an adult, you can attest to this. They think about you, but not as much as you think about them or you were thinking about them. If you're not careful and you lose your sanity, if you're not careful and you lose everything, would those children be proud of their mom or dad in the future? Try to help them by staying strong for them. By looking and accepting problems, your problems. Don't see your failure as the end of the world. We are destined to fail. You can never win every time. There's nobody in this world that has not failed. Failure is actually good. If it will allow you to have a second thought, to look more closely, to pay more attention to something, looking at your mistakes. You give it a chance and opportunity to revisit your strength, check your weaknesses, and see what you can do better. Appreciate what you have. Some people are not so fortunate. And you are not better than them. You are just opportune to have and be where you are. My message is cutting across to everyone, whether you are a man, whether you are a woman, whether you are married, whether you are not married, whether you are sick, whether you are old or you are young. Take good care of yourself and live within your limit. Know when to stop. Know when to take a step back. Think about you. It's very important. No one can do that for you except yourself. Not your partner, not anyone. You be the one that can sit down and realize yourself. By not thinking you are a failure, even if you failed in one way or the other. The lesson behind failure is not about you calling yourself a failure. It's actually an opportunity for you to revisit those failures, to check your strength and weaknesses. Do it again. I'm sure by the time you do it again, you do something better. Even if you fail, it's okay. It's time to push harder. Challenges are not as bad. Some people say don't call them failures, they call them challenges. If you are better off thinking these are challenges, if that helps you to move ahead, call them challenges. Every single person have their problems. Every single person in the world has their challenges. My challenges is different from yours. My strength is different from yours. Your weaknesses is different from mine. But if a lot of us realize ourselves, if we know who we really are, knowing our limits, when to push, when to stop, the world will be a better place. The world will be more peaceful. Many things are happening these days in the Western world and in the other parts of the world. We always make reference to the Western world because that is where we live. Help your children to be strong. Help your children to be themselves. Help your children to be productive. Don't let them see you every time being depressed. You are teaching them it's okay to be depressed, or life is all about depression. That's not right. Look for that happiness within you. It's in there. You just have to realize it. You have to find it. And you will find it by accepting that challenge or problems and looking for solution. Sometimes you think you just cannot do it and you're too shy to seek for help. Another solution is to go back to your Creator. Revisit your relationship with your God. There's nothing that's too big for Allah to solve for you. There is nothing in this world that is too challenging that Allah cannot ease it for you. When you've tried everything possible, when you've tried to seek and it's just not working, Allah is telling you to come back to Him. And is ready to listen to you, by the way. He wants you to come to Him. He wants you to run to Him. He created you. He knows how far you can go. No matter how big it is, how challenging. You see, this is your forehead. When you put it down in sujood, do you feel a kind of relief? Because I do. When you are in sujood position and you speak into your Rabb, oh Lord, which you created me. Not even necessarily in Salat. In Salat is good. There's a lot of different school of thought in how long you can stay in sujood. I'm not a scholar. I'm just trying my best to share what I have passion for. To help someone to realize themselves, to boost their self-esteem, to let you see that there's a lot of beautiful things in life, so you don't sink in your sorrow, so you don't sink in your, so you don't sink and die in the problem, because there's a lot you can do, too many things you can do. This world is full of troubles. The troubles and challenges always come anyway. Getting yourself prepared for it. Knowing that this challenge has come, I have to face it. Mentally, emotionally, physically. And when that's not working, ready to give it a spiritual approach. A spiritual approach. It's very important. We're all going to go back to God anyway. We're all going to die at a point. We don't know when. So why do we now want to die in a sorrow? Why do we want to be insane over something? Some of it is spiritual. Why don't you go back to your God that you cannot see, but you can connect with? The God which you cannot see, that is ready to listen to you. The God which you cannot see, that said to you, call unto me, I will answer. Ask me, and I shall give you. With patience. Because when we ask, and it's not just work, we have to be patient. 07983 239 799 is a studio number. If you like to chip in to everything I've said, I'm only trying my best. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Now, please, who is calling?
This is Prince Oshimusi here.
Erasa. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Yeah, alaikum salam. In fact, kudos, because I started the program with you.
Thank you, sir.
Me live, and we shall end it off together with Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you, sir.
And since you started the program, today's program, Alhamdulillah for all what you have said.
Alhamdulillah.
Right, I'm going to make it both ways, both English and Yoruba. Right. You see, I've always said three things for once in life to succeed. And those three things, I actually inherited it from my late father. Because he usually tells me those three things. He told me even 10 days before he passed away. He said in life, maintain your integrity, dignity, and honesty.
Wow. Integrity, dignity, and honesty.
If you have those three things, sky is beginning for you. Whether you are rich, you are not rich, people will want to associate with you.
Yes.
That is where Almighty God will continue to bless you.
Amen, and you too.
And I've always tried to maintain those three things. Again, officer, for all what you said from the beginning, kudos and kudos to you.
Thank you, sir.
In fact, it's even important than bringing an affair or reverend or anything. Yeah, right.
Thank you, sir.
And in fact, you will say you are an affair.
Because
you cannot do better than what you've done today. Right. Let's go further. Now, if you look at it, there are three things that actually, as I started talking to you now, three things just came into my mind. For us to be progressive in life, and for our nation to progress as well, for everybody listening to me, I'm not perfect, nobody's perfect.
Yes.
But we have to learn.
Yes.
And may Almighty God continue to shower His unstoppable grace, success, and blessings to Godfather, management, and all the producers and presenters of Nigeria FM.
Amen, and you too, sir.
Yeah. Right, because this radio station is actually educating us.
Alhamdulillah.
And education is success, is the key to success in life. If you have the right qualitative education, and that is where someone has to start his progress in life. And at the same time, education is continuous. And nobody has got a monopoly of education. All what you started with today, even call an affair here, who are PhD, he might not even go through half of what you said. But as you hear people say, only bó ṣe wo Ọlọ́run ọba ló ń ṣọlá àgò sí kọ́gbọ́n. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Now, Ayeola, ọ̀mẹ́ta yẹn máa sọ Yorùbá. Kí gbogbo àwọn Nàìjíríà ká gbà pé Ọlọ́run wà, ká lè di Ọlọ́run wà mú. Tí a bá mọ̀ pé Ọlọ́run wà, ká lè di Ọlọ́run wà mú, gbogbo nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ lórílẹ̀-èdè wa kò ní rí bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kejì, oníkanilọ́kàn. Èèyàn mélòó ni mo tara mi ṣoríire, èèyàn mélòó ni mo fà sókè?
Ọ̀rọ̀ ńlá.
Kì í ṣe èèyàn tí mo fà bọ́lẹ̀. Èèyàn mélòó ló tara mi jáde tí mo ṣoríire? Jẹ́ pé mo lè tọ́ka sí pé ara mi eléyìí ti ṣoríire. Inú ọlá tí Ọlọ́run bá fún mi. Bí tó ń ṣe yìí, èèyàn púpọ̀ ló tara dìde, ló tara ṣoríire. Ló tara Godfather ṣoríire. Àìmọye pìrìsẹ́ńtà tẹ́ pé Godfather rí tó ń bring up, tó ń di superstar lẹ́yìn, tó fún wọn opportunity. Má wọrí kò sówó kò wá tó bá yà. Ìyẹn ni gbogbo wọn ṣe ń ṣàdúrà fún all over the world. 18 years wọ́n ti gbé kínní ilẹ̀ nìyí. Kò lè sí nǹkan tó wù mí bí òkè sóni. Nítorí pé èèyàn púpọ̀ ló ń tara Godfather ṣoríire.
Ọ̀gá ẹ ṣé o. Mo ní Godfather ẹ ṣé, mo ní ọ̀gá ẹ ṣeun.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Náà bá wa kẹ́yìn.
Nítorí ẹ̀ because ẹ̀kọ́ táwa ń kọ́ àrò oríire náà ni.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Ìyẹn sì. Ìyẹn ni kejì. Ẹ̀kẹta wà ní pé àwa fún ara wa. Ká tọ́jú ara wa. Kì í ṣe pé ká wọ́wọ́ láwọn ojú bó ṣe sọ.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Ká tọ́jú ara wa ẹni ká fún ara wa ká ní good health. Ká fún ara ní good health. Because èèyàn bá ní good health ló máa lè jókòó, ló máa lè ronú, ló máa ṣe plan. Tí èyí ò bá ní good health ò lè jókòó kó plan. Lépè tó máa analyze, tó máa evaluate, kò tó lè implement tó bá ti ní kí o bá lálàáfíà lọ́nà gbogbo. Tó bá lálàáfíà gan ò lè lówó. Because olówó lálàáfíà orí àìsàn ẹnu máa lọ sí. So sharing content are very, very important in life. There's another 3 things tí mo tún believe. Ayeola, 3 P's ni máa ń pè. Peace, patient, persistent, and perseverance. Sharing mẹ́ta yẹn, pẹ̀lú àwọn tí mo sọ yẹn, Olúwa Ọlọ́run ṣe ń gbàdúrà mi, I am not rich. I am not poor, but I'm comfortable.
Alhamdulillah.
Gbogbo àwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà ẹ jẹ́ ká gbà pé àárín la wà. Báwọn èèyàn ṣe wọ́n wájú rẹ̀, làwọn èèyàn wà lẹ́yìn ẹ̀. So ẹ jẹ́ ká máa dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run ọba.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin.
But pé èmi náà irọ́ ni ọ̀pọ̀ fún mi kí là ń bá ká. Ipò tí a bá wà, as you said, mo tún kọ́gbọ́n lọ́wọ́ ẹlẹ́ni. Nobody is a failure. Ọlọ́run tó fẹ́ kó ṣàwọn kan tó ti ṣe ni.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Tó bẹ́ẹ̀ máa bílẹ̀ kan òun jẹ́ failure, lẹ́nu dé failure. Nítorí ẹ bá successful gan Ọlọ́run ó lè jẹ́ olú ẹni máa gbádùn ẹ̀.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Tó jẹ́ pọ̀ lọ́wọ́ àfijẹ́ ló máa fi jẹ́ pọ̀ Ọlọ́run. But tí ò bá wà successful yẹn ló ti failure. Then you still have to re-strategize. Where do I go wrong? And make an amendment. Kí marriage bá crash. She said, people here talk about your they are failure. They are not.
Yes.
They are not. Mistakes, so you can't carry one mistake, you can't rectify it. There is tendency for them to reconcile.
Yes, definitely.
Penny. So, Ejo, can you make it clear? Ejo, can you tell me o?
Can you add Lara?
So, I think we're calling.
Benny.
To solve our opportunities, people will be in the church. That is a part of education. She understand this. With education, you can turn Nigeria around.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Ẹ má ti torí nǹkan tá a fẹ́ jẹ. 2023 ló ń bọ̀ yìí kí Ọlọ́run bá ń gbọ́ kó gbàdúrà wa. Tí a bá gẹ̀tẹ̀ right 2023, Ọlọ́run má jẹ́ káwọn generation tó ń bọ̀ kó máa ṣépè fún gbogbo àtàbà lọ.
ọ̀rọ̀
We
ńlá.
have to get it right. Ẹ jẹ́ ká wo the best kìíní kan náà bá gbé síbẹ̀. Gbogbo àwọn nǹkan ìtọ́jọ́ yẹn jẹun sókè jẹun sísàlẹ̀. Gbogbo ẹ ti show quality leader tẹ̀lé. Kí leader máa ní jẹun sókè jẹun sísàlẹ̀? Èkó ò ní bàjẹ́ tẹ̀lé ń bá gbogbo nǹkan jẹ́. Àwọn kan tẹ̀ sọ pé bàjẹ́ ti tẹ̀ mọ̀ pé nǹkan yóò dáa. Ẹni tó bá ṣe nǹkan burúkú ẹ sọ pé nǹkan burúkú tó ń ṣe yóò dáa.
Kò dáa bẹ́ẹ̀ ni.
Let's call
a spade.
Yes, call a spade a spade. Kì í ṣe pé nítorí nǹkan tó fẹ́ gbà lọ́wọ́ èèyàn kan ló ní ṣé olóòní sòtọ́ ọ̀rọ̀. Adéwìí sà, bó ṣe wà ń bẹ̀ yẹn, àwọn òbí tó sì kò sí bẹ̀rẹ̀ kíbi tó bá kọ́ náà máa fi iṣẹ́ ẹ̀ṣọ́. My prince. Ẹ wá o, ó dá ọ̀rọ̀ tẹ́sán yẹn ó dà kó dà o. Àwọn òbí tó sì tó tọ́. Àkótọ́ ni o, n bá rí máa tọ́jú ẹ̀sùn. Ọlọ́run rán sí mi, kó jẹ́ síbẹ̀. Gbogbo wa kò sẹ́ni tó pé tán, kò sẹ́ni tó pé tán.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, kò sẹ́ni tó pé tán bẹ́ẹ̀ ni.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ojúmọ́ là ń kó kìíní.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Wọ́n ní àwọn kan ó mọ̀ wọ́n dáadáa. Ìyàwó rẹ̀ mi wọ́n ti tí ọmọ ìyá mi fún wọn ṣeré. My everything ni máa ń pè wọ́n. Ìyàwó rẹ̀ mi pọ̀. Anything báyìí wọ́n máa ń dúró sẹ́yìn mi. When it was ugly, when it was good, when it was bad, they are always there for them. Mo lè dárúkọ wọn. That minister and she grandfather was there. Like personal girlfriend. Kì í ṣe mí náà, Ọlọ́run ọba ni. Ẹ ká ṣe nǹkan tá a bá lè ṣe community wa. Ẹ dá mi síwájú. Ẹ tẹ̀lé títù. Òun lè ní benefit tí wàhálà bá dé. I always see people around me. Kì í ṣe mí náà, Ọlọ́run ọba ni. Ẹ má jẹ́ kó máa wò pé àfihàn. What can I do for my country? Not what my country can do for me. Ìyẹn Nàìjíríà ṣe máa dá. Masala.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. What I can do for my country, not what my country can do for me. Ẹ kú ọgbọ́n. Ọlọ́run á jẹ́ kí ẹ pẹ́ fún wa. 07983-239-799. What can you do for your society? Not what can your society do for you? That's very thoughtful. Do we think about this, Ṣá? Ṣá máa ń rò pé kí ni nǹkan táwa náà lè gbé ṣe? Àwa tá à ń lọ sásàlátù, àwa tí à ń lọ sí church, àbáwá tá àti ẹ̀ lọ bìkan, àmọ́ tá belong sí bìkan. Do we go there because of the benefit tá fẹ́ àǹfààní tá fẹ́ jẹ ńbẹ̀ yẹn, àbí àwa náà ready láti ṣe nǹkan àbí ìkejì láti gbé lárugẹ? Kí eléyìí máa ró ní ọkàn wa pátápátá. Ṣé kémi náà kán lè mọ̀ kémi náà wà ńbẹ̀ là ń ṣe ni? Àbí a fẹ́ gbé lọ́wọ́ sókè? Ibi tí bàbá wa Precious inú sì sọ̀rọ̀ dé yẹn, wàláhì Ọlọ́run á bá wa kẹ́ wọn, á lè bá wa dùn wọ́n nínú jù báyìí lọ. Àmọ́ ẹni tó bá wà depressed, tó ní àárẹ̀ ọkàn àbí tó ní àrùn ọpọlọ will never think that way. Ṣé rí ọ̀rọ̀ depression tó dà pé à ń treat láti last year yìí? Ó fẹ́ jọ bí pé à ń repeat, but it's very important. Mental health awareness ó ṣe pàtàkì gan. The community don't want to lose you. I do not want to lose you as a brother. I do not want to lose you as a sister. I do not want to lose you as a friend. I want to see you happy. It's not in my hand, it's in your hand. Ṣùgbọ́n tí inú Táyé àti Kẹ́hìndé bá dùn, ẹ máa rí ìdùnnú, ẹ rí ìyàtọ̀ nínú ilé yìí. Tí inú ìyàwó ilé bá dùn, bẹ́ẹ̀ sì mi ò ní wọ́n máa jẹ ń jọ yẹn. Bí inú baálé bá dùn, baálé máa jáde máa ra nǹkan fáwọn fámìlì yẹn. Ìdùnnú yẹn kò ń ṣe ohun tó lè máa báyàn jí báyàn sún gbogbo ìgbà. Màmá wa ó máa lọ ni. Ọlọ́run ṣe dálé ayé ni. Torí tí ìdùnnú yẹn bá gbé pẹ̀lú wa látàárọ̀ dalẹ́, díjọ́ kejì tó dẹ̀ jókòó sílé wa láéláé, a ní ronú Ọlọ́run, a ní sin Ọlọ́run, a ní ronú ọmọlàkejì tó kù díẹ̀ káàtó fún. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ti bá wa share fídíò yìí, Ọlọ́run bá wa san yín lẹ́san lórí. Ẹ bá wa share sí. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin silent listeners lórí rédíò, mo kí gbogbo yín. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin silent watchers, mo kí gbogbo yín. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń wò wá lórí YouTube, Instagram àti Facebook, ẹ bá wa share. Ọlọ́run bá wa san yín ní ẹ̀san lórí. Ṣé rí pé mi ò ní oògùn kan ní ká lò tó máa boost happiness wa. Èmi ò kí ń ṣe therapist. In fact, mi ò kí ń ṣe counselor. Mo kàn ní passion fún nǹkan tí mo ń ṣe. Àwọn tó bá mọ̀ mí dáadáa, ẹ rí wípé most of the time kó ṣáà máa dá. Mo like láti máa báyàn sọ̀rọ̀, láti máa múnú èèyàn dùn. Especially tí mo bá gbọ́ ní nǹkan kan, I try best mi. Nǹkan tó yẹ ká máa ṣe fúnra wa láwùjọ nìyẹn. Ẹni téèyàn méjì bá ń jà, àbí tó bá jẹ́ gbọ́n mi sí omi ò tó wà, èèyàn á ṣe àtúnṣe bẹ̀. O ò ní dákún ìjà yẹn, wàá dá sí ni. By looking for excuses, ọ̀rọ̀ kan tẹ́lòmíì bá sọ, ó dẹ̀ lè jẹ́ kí inú ẹ̀ yọ láàrin lọ́kọláya. Bóyá ìyàwó ń rò bákan, ọkọ ń rò bákan. Tí a bá rí èèyàn kan àbí méjì tí wọ́n jẹ́ èèyàn dáadáa, wọ́n níbẹ̀rù Ọlọ́run tó bá dá sí. Ẹ rí pé gbogbo kinní yẹn gan ó fúyẹ́, ó máa wá fúyẹ́ lọ́kàn o. 07983-239-799 ní studio number. Ẹ lè bá wa fi mẹ́sẹ̀jì lẹ̀ sórí Facebook tí a máa kà jáde. Brother Abdulmomin Ibrahim Aláwòlá sis, gbogbo Ọlọ́run máa ràn lọ́wọ́. Ẹ ṣé àdúpẹ́. Ọlọ́run á dẹ̀ gbà ní ìbádà fún gbogbo apátápátá. Ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́. Àti gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Sister Mariam Ọmọ́tókẹ́ Ṣódẹ̀rù Sàká. My dear sister Ọlábísí Ṣádàrẹ̀, mo kí yín, ẹ kú ọjọ́ mẹ́ta. Akọ̀lá Jímọ̀ tì ní èmi wá ṣọ̀pọ̀ Alhaja wa Helen J. Abari. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Uncle wa dádì wa Alhaji Olúwọlé M. Kuti, mo kí yín ní ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀, ẹ kú ọjọ́ mẹ́ta sá. My dear sister Rodia Oríyọmí Abdulkabir. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ọlọ́run bá mi dúpẹ́ fún yín. Ẹ ṣé tí ẹ ti ń bá wa bá ètò yìí bọ̀. Gbogbo ìgbà náà kọ́ láwọn máa pe àwọn guest speaker. Tá a bá gbọ́rọ̀ káwọn náà jókòó ká analyze fúnra wa. Ó wà very important. Kò ń ṣe tó bá ṣe ń gba etí ọ̀tún wọlé tó ń gba tòsì jáde. Ẹ ṣé, ẹ kú ìfẹ́ kú gbogbo ìgbà. Ẹ̀yin tó jẹ́ pé kò sí ọ̀sẹ̀ náà, ẹ má bá wa dá, ẹ má wà lórí program. Kí ni mo mọ̀? Ọ̀nbá tí mo mọ̀ ni mo wá ń sọ. Ta ni mí? Mi ò jẹ́ nǹkan kan níwájú Ọlọ́run. Mi ò jẹ́ nǹkan kan, mo kàn ń gbìyànjú ni torí tí inú mi ń dùn láti ṣe. Àwọn tó mọ̀ mí mọ̀ pé mi ò kí ń fi Friday mi ṣeré at all. Torí mo gbìyànjú láti mú ohun tí mò ń ṣe lókùnkúndùn. Bí ẹni wípé mo ń gbowó díẹ̀. Ó ṣe yẹ kó rí nìyí. Ohunkóhun tí a bá ń ṣe nílé ayé, ká ṣe dáadáa. Tá bá ṣe dáadáa, à ń ṣe fún ara wa ni o. Àti ẹ̀ ṣe fọ́lọ́run torí àárín nǹkan tá a lè ṣe fọ́lọ́run. Àwọn ẹlẹ́ṣẹ̀ tó jẹ́ pé à ń ṣe, à ń mọ̀ pé ṣe ni a dẹ̀ ń dá. A máa wá ní àfikọ́ Ọlọ́run ṣàánú wa. Bọ́ Ọlọ́run fún wa ní làákàyè láti mọ ohun tó tọ́ yàtọ̀ sí nǹkan tí ò tọ́. Ẹ̀yin dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé nǹkan tẹ́ ń ṣe yẹn ò dáa. Àmọ́ ìfẹ́ ẹnu àti kí a gba ṣètán láyè. Gbogbo ohun tá a bá fẹ́ ṣe, ẹ̀rí ọkàn á jẹ́ wa pé má ṣe. Ìfẹ́ ẹnu ló máa ń pọ̀ ní ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ìgbà. Ni a máa fi ń ṣe nǹkan tí ò dáa. Ìgbà míì á ṣe nǹkan tí ò dáa láìmọ̀. Nígbà míì á ṣe nǹkan tí ò dáa láìmọ̀. Ìyẹn wọ́n ṣe ní ká máa wà ní àwùjọ àwọn èèyàn rere. Àwọn tó máa jẹ́ ká máa rí dáadáa ṣe. Ká máa rántí wa. Ká máa jẹ́ ká rántí Ọlọ́run. Ǹjẹ́ ẹ̀yin mọ̀ pé ìrántí Ọlọ́run lásán ìfàyàbalẹ̀ ni? Kò ná yín lówó. Ó kàn ná yín ní ọ̀rọ̀ ẹnu kí ẹ máa fi ahọ́n yín bó ṣe ń gbé sókè gbé sílẹ̀ láti máa fi yin Ọlọ́run. Kí kí ẹ máa fi ọkàn yín tí Ọlọ́run ṣẹ̀dá láti máa fi rántí Ọlọ́run. Nígbà tí ẹ bá gbà fọ́lọ́run tán, ẹ rí wípé ayé yìí kéré kò tó nǹkan. Àfi kí a máa sábà Ọlọ́run, kí a sì máa ṣe dáadáa. Bí a ṣe ń ṣe dáadáa sí ara wa àkọ́kọ́. You cannot be nice to other people and not nice to yourself. Irọ́, you first. Ìwọ ni ẹni àkọ́kọ́ tí o gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe dáadáa sí ara ẹ̀. Tí challenges bá dé, wọ́n ló máa jókòó ló máa rò pé, hey, níbo ni mo tún já sí yìí? Ìwọ ló máa jókòó ló máa rò pé àṣírò mi yìí ò pọ̀. Wàá wá jókòó kí má máa fi òun ṣe rẹ̀ léṣe. Kó lè ṣe ya ọmọ ìkálẹ́, àbí kó lè ṣe bàbá àwọn ọmọ ìkálẹ́. Àwa jókòó àtúrò wípé, hey, ǹjẹ́ èmi fúnra mi ń ṣe dáadáa? Tí problem bá ń compound, tí problem bá ń ṣubú léra wọn, tí a rí ọ̀nà àbáyọ, ẹ lọ check ara yín. Ẹ wo irú ìwà tẹ́ ń hù. Ẹ wo ìhà tẹ́ kọ sí ọmọ ọlọ́mọ. Ẹ wo ìwà tí ẹ kọ sí ará. Ẹ wo ìwà tí ẹ kọ sí ẹbí. Ẹ wo bí ẹ ṣe ń ṣe láwùjọ. Tó bá jẹ́ pé gbogbo ìgbà lẹ́yìn ìlú tí ò dùn, gbogbo ìgbà lẹ́yìn ń wá tí ọwọ́ yín ò tó, check yourself. There's something tẹ́ ń ṣe. Nǹkan kan wà tẹ́ ń ṣe tọ́lọ́run ò yọ́nú sí. Nǹkan kan wà tẹ́ ń ṣe tí àwọn tó súnmọ́ yín ò yọ́nú sí. Ìwà burúkú kan wà lọ́wọ́ yín tí ẹ need láti change. And it is never too late to change. It's never too late to ask for forgiveness and move on with life. Ṣé mọ̀ pé fulfillment on its own is when you realize your mistake. Tọrọ àforíjì àwa fi ju gbogbo ẹlẹ́ fọlọ́. You'll be surprised how miraculous things will come your way. Mo fi Ọlọ́run ṣẹlẹ́rìí. Ẹni tó bá gbára lé Ọlọ́run, tó mọ Ọlọ́run ní ọba ọ̀kan ṣoṣo, tó mọ̀ wípé lẹ́yìn Ọlọ́run ni, ọkàn yẹn á sì máa balẹ̀. Even láì ní owó, nítorí owó kọ́ ló ń fúnni ní ìfọ̀kànbalẹ̀, ọlá sì kọ́ ló ń fúnni ní ìdùnnú. Ìfọ̀kànbalẹ̀ àti ìdùnnú yẹn, ọwọ́ ara yín ló wà. Ọwọ́ ara wa ló wà. Má jẹ́ kí ọ̀rọ̀ ọkọ ẹ gbé ẹlẹ́mìí gbóná jù. Ẹlẹ́ran ara ni wá o, máa ń ṣe lẹ́ẹ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan tó jẹ́ pé ohun tó máa bà lára wa ò ní dáa. Àmọ́ fúnra ẹ ní space yẹn láti ronú, láti tún gbé yẹ̀ wò. Ǹjẹ́ ìwọ ló ń ṣe nǹkan tọ́kọ yẹn ò nífẹ̀ẹ́ sí? Àbí tí ìyàwó ẹ bá ń gbé ẹlẹ́mìí gbóná, ǹjẹ́ ìyàwó ẹ ló ń ṣe nǹkan ǹjẹ́ ìwọ ló ń ṣe nǹkan tí ìyàwó ẹ ò nífẹ̀ẹ́ sí? Tó o bá ti wá wò dáadáa, wá jókòó kó ṣàtúnṣe. No one is too big to say sorry. You cannot be too big to say sorry to something that can give you joy, or somebody that can contribute to your happiness. Leave the pride. It takes you nowhere. It won't let you be successful. It won't give you happiness. So what's the point? A lot of people they are not happy. Do you ask yourself why? Ṣé rí àsápajúdé tó ń sá ni? Àbó ní nǹkan kan tó ń ṣe fún wọ́n gba ìdùnnú èèyàn kan wá ní kí ìwọ rí dùnnú. It's not possible. It's not possible. Tí problem kan bá ń lọ tá a pọ̀ lọ́run títí ò ṣe, check yourself. Ask for forgiveness, repent, and you'll be surprised. There's no point sinking in sin or dying in sin. No. There's more things tí yóò lè gbé ṣe nílé ayé o. Think of what you can do for your community, your country, your family, not necessarily what they can do for you. You have an advantage. Pé kí wọ́n ṣe nǹkan fún ẹ, fine. But God bless you with something as well. Give it back to the community. Don't just be taking. You're ready to give. If you don't know, Try to learn it. Sometimes physical things, sometimes material things, sometimes it might just be something that is suiting to the heart or to somebody's heart. Try. You can. And when you know that, get here. What do you gain in get here? He's sad. If you love someone, you should feel their pain. You should feel their hurt. You should. That doesn't mean you should lose your respect. That doesn't mean you should add a problem to yours. No. At least you can help them to look for a solution. You can remind them what they can do to make them happy. You can remind them to do something that will make them fulfilled. You can praise them at least. You can show them some love. You can show them and tell them you care so much about them. So many, you can say it, you can act it. There's so many things you can do. And when you do that, perhaps that person has a way of making you happy as well. So it's something that goes in circle. Tẹ́ bá ṣoore fẹ́yàn kan, oore yẹn máa padà wá bá yín. Tẹ́ bá ṣe dáadáa fẹ́yàn kan, ó máa padà wá bá yín somehow. Àwọn parents mi wọ́n ti ṣe orílẹ̀ fún àwọn ọmọ wọn àtàwọn ọmọ wọn nípa ìwà rere ni o, àti máa ṣe ìjọsìn àti máa ṣe ìbádà. Why don't you try and do that yourself? Kò lè o, ìbádà pòríṣì, gbogbo wa dẹ̀ la ní opportunity láti ṣe. Everybody has the willpower. Ìwọ tó o bá lè pèèyàn sí kán wá ṣe dáadáa, tètè máa polongo ń pé wá ṣe dáadáa. Ìwọ tó o bá lè pèèyàn, tó bá jẹ́ pé ìwọ lè fi owó dá sí, fi owó dá sí o wá gba ládàá ẹ̀. Ìwọ tí o bá lè pèèyàn, tó o bá lè fi owó dá sí, fi ara dá sí. You will get your reward. Ọlọ́run ọba tá a ní Ọlọ́run ọba ò kì í jẹ̀yàn gbé. Ọba tó dẹ̀ máa ń ṣoore fún ni tí ò kì í ṣe èrègùn ni. Ẹ jẹ́ ká jẹ́ra wa wò dáadáa. Ká live within means wa. Má sáré kọjá kádàrá ẹ̀. Má sáré àsápajúdé nítorí pé o fẹ́ jẹ́ èèyàn. Tówó bá wá dé kó má wá sí àlàáfíà. Tówó bá wá dé kó má wá sí ìfọ̀kànbalẹ̀. Èrè kí ni fún èèyàn kan láti kú sínú ẹ̀ṣẹ̀? Ọlọ́run fẹ́ ká túbá, ká tọrọ àforíjì, ká lè rí ìyọ́nú òun. Ọlọ́run fẹ́ kí a máa ń ṣẹ̀ sára wa ní àṣẹ sọ́lọ́run. Tá a bá ṣe dáadáa, à ń ṣe fúnra wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. Tí a bá ń ṣe ohun tó kù díẹ̀ káàtó, à ń ṣe fúnra wa ni. À ń ṣe ara wa ni. When you do bad things, you are doing yourself. When you do good things, you are doing it for yourself. Because everything you do that is good will count for you. And the bad things you do will count against you. Ìwọ tó bá jẹ́ bàbá tó bá tọ́jú ọmọ. Ọmọ yẹn má retí kó fẹ́ tọ́jú ẹ lọ́la. Ìwọ tó bá jẹ́ ìyá tó bá tọ́jú ọmọ. Má retí kó fẹ́ jèrè ọmọ òun lọ́la. Nítorí ẹni tó bá gbà lùbọ́sà ní Yorùbá wí kò ní ẹ̀fọ́. Ohun tí oníkálukú wa bá ṣe, a máa jèrè ẹ̀. Tá a bá ṣe dáadáa, a ṣe fórí ara wa ni o. Tá a bá dẹ̀ ṣe ohun tó kù díẹ̀ káàtó, a ṣe fórí ara wa ni. Àmọ́ Ọlọ́run fún wa lórí ọ̀fẹ́ láti mọ ohun tó dá yàtọ̀ sí nǹkan tí ò dá. Mi ò kí àyà Al-Qur'an, mi ò dẹ̀ sọ mo ń sọ̀rọ̀ across just like a normal person, and that's how bó ṣe yẹ kó rí nìyẹn. Jẹ́ ká tún jókòó ká ronú. Lẹ́ǹkan sí, don't bring problem to your life, live within your limits. Má wo aago aláago ṣiṣẹ́. Ọ̀rẹ́ mi ń gbọ́ designer, èmi náà fẹ́ wọ dandan. Ó jẹ́ má para rẹ̀. Mo ní bó bá para rẹ̀, àwọn tó tiẹ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ fún èèyàn náà á jẹ́. Wọ́n á tún ní àkútúkù ẹ lọ́nà. Ó jẹ́ má para rẹ̀ nítorí pé o fẹ́ satisfy obìnrin kan. Má para rẹ̀ nítorí o fẹ́ satisfy ọkùnrin kan. Do everything níwọ̀ntúnwọ̀nsì within your limit. Ọlọ́run wọn jẹ́ fẹ́ ká ṣe nǹkan within our limit. Bí òun ṣe pàtàkì tó, Ọlọ́run ní dìde kírun, tó o bá lè dìde jókòó, tó o bá lè jókòó dùbúlẹ̀ tó bá ní àìlè ara. Ṣé nípa Ọlọ́run ò máa yé le fún wa? Ọlọ́run ní ká fi omi ṣàlùwàlá. Bí ò bá rí omi, lo yẹ̀pẹ̀. Tó o bá rí yẹ̀pẹ̀, lo dust. How merciful can God be? Ọlọ́run ní wá lára o, ká má ní ara wa lára. Live within your limit. Realize yourself and know what is good for you, when to stop, when to carry on. or give yourself a challenge. When challenge your brain to do something that is good. All are very important. So you can be productive and fulfilled. When you don't actually achieve a lot, how come mommy did not do this? You were doing a lot of things because of them. Don't blame them. I wish my mom or my dad was like this. Tó o bá sáré títí tó o ṣiṣẹ́ bí ẹni máa kú, ni ò ní kóbìnrin nífẹ̀ẹ́. Bó o bá ṣe kó o fọrùn ṣe kó o fi gbogbo ara ẹ̀ ṣe tó ń débi kó ń la ẹ̀mí lọ, yẹn ò ní kọ́kọ́ kí ọkùnrin nífẹ̀ẹ́. Gbìyànjú tọ́jú ọkọ àmọ́ tọ́jú ara rẹ̀. Gbìyànjú tọ́jú ara, tọ́jú aya àmọ́ tọ́jú ara rẹ̀. Gbìyànjú o tọ́jú ọmọ, tọ́jú ara rẹ̀. Ẹ̀mí yìí kò láàrọ̀. Orí bá yí, kí orí ọ̀hún tó lè padà sípò, ó máa ń ṣe díẹ̀. Tó bá dẹ̀ ti padà sípò, ó máa ń wálẹ̀ nǹkankan. Tó bá tún wá lọ pátápátá, ìròrí wípé mo ti ní àgànná àti mo ti ṣe gánàgànná ní ìgbà kan rí, kò lè jẹ́ kí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ èèyàn kí wọ́n lè jáde láwùjọ, kí wọ́n dàbí, kán ṣe bí wọ́n ṣe ń ṣe, kán dàbí ara wọn. Wọ́n bá ṣe jù, ọmọ aráyé ni ó tún ti dé. Ọmọ aráyé ni ó mà tún ti dé sí. Tó bá dákẹ́ jù, ọmọ aráyé ni ó ti dé sí. Ẹ má jẹ́ ká ṣe títí kí a bára wa níbi ìwọ̀n tí ó máa fà bẹ́ẹ̀. Depression is real. Mental disorder is real. A ní 2 episodes láti ṣe. Kọ́lọ́n kó yọ̀ǹda fún àwọn àfáà wa. Ìwọ̀n tó ní ṣe pẹ̀lú fatwa ni. Torí ohun tó le ni nínú nǹkan ẹ̀sìn, torí ó ní tó ní ṣe pẹ̀lẹ́sìn náà. Méjì yẹn kọ́lọ́n ṣe nírọ̀rùn láti rí guest speaker tí ó máa kájú òṣùwọ̀n tó máa lè ṣe àdìjọ máa ṣe ni. Kọ́lọ́n kó ṣe nírọ̀rùn, kọ́lọ́n máa fi wá sílẹ̀, kó dá ẹ̀mí wa sí. Wọ́n bá tí mo mọ̀ ọ́ sọ màá ní mo sọ. Kọ́lọ́n kó gbà ní ìbádà fún mi. Àti ẹ̀yin náà ẹ ṣé tí ẹ bá wa share program yìí. Gbogbo bí mo ṣe wá ń gbìyànjú ní wọ́n bá tí mo mọ̀ ọ́ ṣe, kí ọmọlàkejì náà lè ní, kí wọ́n lè ní ìfọ̀kànbalẹ̀. Gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ tèmi náà àtọkọ àtọmọ kó má dàrú, gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ tiyín náà kó má dàrú. Kí orí wa má yí, kó bí a ṣe ń ṣe lọ́tùn lósì. Kí ilé tèmi náà má dàrú, kí ilé tiyín náà má dàrú. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ̀ ń nífẹ̀ẹ́ mi, tẹ́ ẹ̀ ń nífẹ̀ẹ́ Ọlọ́run látara mi, gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ̀ ń ṣàdúrà fún mi. Mo máa ń rántí inú àdúrà gbogbo ìgbà. Ọlọ́run yóò sì gbà ju bí mo ṣe ṣe lọ. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ̀ ń bá wa dá sí ètò wa, oníkọ́bọ̀, láti bí ó ń lọ bí ọdún 9 nísìn tí ẹ ti ń dá sí, tí ò sì sú yín, ọ̀rọ̀ yín ò ní sú Ọlọ́run. Tọmọtọmọ, ọ̀rọ̀ yín ò ní sú Ọlọ́run tọkàntọkàn. Ẹ ní ṣe àṣetì, ohun tí ẹ bá dáwọ́lé yóò máa yọrí sí rere. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí, mi ò polówó aṣọ, mi ò polówó bàtà, mi ò sì polówó góòlù. Ó tiẹ̀ jẹ́ pé èmi náà ní òkòwò tèmi tí mò ń ṣe, àmọ́ mo separate ẹ̀ kí a lè bá wa sọ̀rọ̀, kí ó lè wúlò. Kò kí ń ṣe fún èmi ni èmi ń wá. Ọlọ́run ló ń gbé ẹ dàgbà. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń ṣe ẹ̀ tó ń wúlò fún èèyàn kan àbí ìkejì, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni orí ẹ̀ sàdákà járíyà ní fún yín lọ́tọ̀. Ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́, onírú ẹ ṣé, ọlọ́kà ẹ ṣé, Ọlọ́run bá wa san yín lẹ́san olóore. Ẹ má gbàgbé wípé foundation wa tí a ṣe sí Nàìjíríà, lórúkọ Sunan Self-Esteem, àdìjọ máa ṣe ohun tá a máa ṣe, Ọlọ́run yóò kọ́ wa mọ̀ ọ́ ṣe. Ní ìlú Nàìjíríà bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ, ibi tọ́lọ́run darí wa sí. Ìyẹn ò dẹ̀ stop ohun tá à ń ṣe ní UK. Kọ́lọ́run kó dẹ̀mí wa sí, kó lè máa fún wa ṣe. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín o. Ọlọ́run bá mi dúpẹ́ fún yín. Á gbà ní ìbádà fún gbogbo pátápátá, yóò dẹ̀ fi ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ fún wa. Ẹ má bínú pé ó tójọ́ mẹ́ta tá a ka story wa, mọ́ pẹ̀lú òògùn Ọlọ́run. Pẹ̀lú tá a bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ́sẹ̀ tó ń bọ̀, a bẹ̀rẹ̀ tó bá ti di March, inshallah. Ẹ rántí gbogbo ohun tá a bára wa sọ nínú. ẹ jẹ́ kí oníkálukú wa kó mú tiẹ̀ ní ọ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan. Pàápàá wa tá a ti ń dàgbà, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa take it díẹ̀díẹ̀, ẹ̀mí ò láàrọ̀, ká lè rí agbára àti àlàáfíà lògbésí ayé jù báyìí lọ. Àwọn ọkùnrin tá a ti ṣiṣẹ́ fàṣẹ, ẹ jẹ́ a tọ́jú ara wa o. Ẹ̀mí ò láàrọ̀, gbogbo àwọn obìnrin tá a ti ṣe wàhálà ṣe dààmú lórí ọmọ, lórí ọkọ, lórí gbogbo ẹ̀. Bá a ṣe ń ṣiṣẹ́ ilé, là ń tọ́jú ọkọ, là ń tọ́jú ọmọ, la tún ń ṣiṣẹ́. Jẹ́ a máa ṣe níwọ̀ntúnwọ̀nsì, bí a bá ṣe ń dàgbà sí, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni agbára wa máa dínkù sí. Kò sí nǹkan náà láyé tí ò bá máa dà wá láàmú, tó ń fún wa ní àárẹ̀ ọkàn. Ẹ má jẹ́ kí ó borí, ẹ má tiẹ̀ jẹ́ kí àárẹ̀ ọkàn yẹn kó dé sí, kó settle sára wa. Kò ń ṣe ohun tó máa ń lọ bọ̀. Lifetime condition ni a dẹ̀ need. Kò ní jẹ́ ká rí nǹkan ṣe, kò ní jẹ́ àrí ayé gan gbé, kò ní jẹ́ ká wà ní àlàáfíà. Ẹ jẹ́ ká live, ká máa ṣùgbọ́n níwọ̀ntúnwọ̀nsì, ká live within our limits, ká má kọjá àyè ara wa, ká lè má ṣe jura wa lọ. Ká wá fẹ́ tó kúnlẹ̀ sọ́wọ́ náà, ó ṣe ètò dá fún wa. Dignity, integrity, dignity and honesty. Integrity, dignity àti honesty. Patience, Ọlọ́run gan fẹ́ ká ní sùúrù. Persistent tá a máa ń ṣe, pàápàá ní dáadáa ká máa ṣe ní gbogbo ìgbà, Ọlọ́run fẹ́. Ìyẹn ni ó máa ṣe mú ẹni tó ń wá fame yàtọ̀ sí ẹni tí ó kàn ń ṣe tó ń ṣe nítorí ó fẹ́ ṣe pọ́lọ́run yàn láti ṣe. Mo bá ọ̀gá mi Ànábì Jones lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ yìí àti ọ̀gá mi Wálé Hassan àti àwọn tó pọ̀ lórí rẹ̀. Ọ̀sẹ̀ọ̀sẹ̀ la máa ń ṣiṣẹ́ náà, iṣẹ́ lónìí. Kọ́lọ́run kó gbà á kúlẹ̀ sùn wálẹ̀ sùn lórí. Perseverance, ká máa ní ìfaradà. Wípé Ọlọ́run tó ń ṣe bẹ̀ kì í kú oúnjẹ àrò, òun Yorùbá ni. Bó pẹ́ bóyá èrè á wá wá rí. Bó pẹ́ bóyá ìdùnnú á wọlé tọ̀ wá. Bó pẹ́ bóyá ọkàn wa balẹ̀. Gbogbo ohun tá à ń rò pé ọwọ́ wa ò tí ì tó yẹn, ọwọ́ wa tó á jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Inshallah bi qudratillah. Ìpàdé wa láyọ̀ lónìí. Èyí tó kù tún di ọ̀sẹ̀ tó ń bọ̀ tí a máa bá ètò wa lọ síwájú. Kọ́lọ́run kó dẹ̀mí wa sí, kó ṣọ́ wa jù wá yẹn lọ. Èmi ọmọ yín tòótọ́, olólùfẹ́ yín ni mo jẹ́, ọ̀rẹ́ yín ni mo jẹ́, ṣẹ̀dẹ̀ mọ́ pé ọmọ yín ni mo jẹ́. Nafisa Ayeola Aya Ọ̀dọ̀fin. Ẹ rántí share fídíò yìí, Ọlọ́run á dùn yín nínú. Iwájú lèmi ò máa lọ. Iwájú lèmi ò máa lọ. Iwájú ni gbogbo wa máa lọ pátápátá. Láyọ̀ lóyìn láti pàdé ní ọ̀sẹ̀ tó ń bọ̀. Ọlá kún fàìkún. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Lálẹ́ àmàmì inshallah, àwa tá ń tẹ̀lé tí òjíṣẹ́ ńlá. Iwájú làwa ò máa lọ, a ò máa ní ìrẹ̀yìn o. Sunnah and Self-Esteem, àrà ọ̀tọ̀, ètò ìrora ẹni lágbára, ìgbéra ẹni níyì ti wà lórí afẹ́fẹ́ báyìí o. Ní gbogbo ọjọ́ Jímọ̀ lórí iléeṣẹ́ wa, Naija 101.1 FM, láti aago 6 títí di aago 8 àṣálẹ́. Láti ṣe olùgbọ̀wọ́ ètò yìí, ẹ kàn sí wa lórí ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ wa 077-690-51172, 077-690-51172. New Era and Sunnah and Self-Esteem, your educative, empowerment and development program. Fridays on Naija 101.1 FM, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. For sponsorship, please contact us on 077-690-51172, 077-690-51172. You can send us an email, ss.esteem@gmail.com. We are on Facebook. Check us on Facebook, Sunnah and Self-Esteem. Ilali amami inshallah, ilali amami inshallah, àwa tá ń tẹ̀lé tí òjíṣẹ́ ńlá. Iwájú làwa ò máa lọ, a ò máa ní rẹ̀yìn o. Iwájú lèmi ò máa lọ, ò máa ní rẹ̀yìn o. Iwájú lẹ́yìn ò máa lẹ, ò máa ní rẹ̀yìn o.
Olúwa mi mo dé. I just feel we should thank God, He's done a whole lot for us, Yeah. I'm on, I'm breathing, as you can see, I'm breathing, I'm smiling, sure you know, so I'm crying, and we ran, I'm sorrow, when you come, go, in me, I'm all I'm all in you, I'm all day, I'm all in the day, what you have done for me, you, my family, friends, and my family. No see, I know they talk or every child they know. One you realize you have a family. Look up at him like me and say, oh Lord, I made it through. Allah what you have done for me, you, my family, friends, and my wherever and whenever you thank him all the way. Forever my lips should praise your name alone. No one come back alone. What you have done for me and my family, friends and my It's not a lot for you and me, and even hard to leave a sheep, whatever. Trying to hold up for us, I'm gonna lie, Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Charlie. I love you, Charlie.